Hello peeps, I'm going to show you how I load my trolley as I'm not fishing today. It's just gone 1 o'clock in the afternoon. As you can see, I'll show you over here in a minute, it's still frozen solid. So right, let's get loading. I'll show you how I do my trolley. This is how cold it is. Look at the frost on there. It's now 1:30. Right, I'll show you the trolley, which is obviously a matrix trolley because I'm a matrix tackle tart, as you probably already know. Right, it's fully adjustable, so you can, if you've got more gear, you can adjust it here so the legs will, so the not the legs will come undone, so the trolley goes longer. And then you've got, if you've got a wider box, they'll extend wider. Like I said, for these lugs, your adjustment for your foot tray goes behind those. Then you can adjust the back as well if your boxes, you need a bit more room for the box. So it's fully adjustable, and for me, you adjust it here as well so the arms can come up further or higher, so it's more comfortable for you to push, and it comes apart if you wish. I'm now using mine in my van partly loaded. I'll show you what I mean. When I've put some of the gear on, I just put the rod bags beside it in the van, alright, and they'll zip up if you wish. So it's fully adjustable. It's a pretty good trolley. A lot of people say they're the best, but I won't say they're the best, but I find it very, very good. Plenty good enough for what I want. Right, first things first is you put your seat box on there. So I fold it down, I keep my cloths for wiping my hands on the seat, and then it pins it down from here, and then you just pick it up here, sit it on here like that, okay? So all my attachments are still on here, like for my side tray, that's for my brolly stem. I've got a hook on the back here, I'll show you in a little while, and my feeder rod rest there, and another attachment for sticking my feeder rod in. Alright, I'll do a walk around it as well in a minute, so I can show you the order I load it. Right, the next thing, the reason I say you put that first is because if you put the bags in the back, it tips up. So the next one to go in is my feeder box, as you can see, with your trays in, so I mix up my pellets. And then my feeder box with all my feeders, my swim feeders in and stuff like that, that goes in there, and that goes on top of that there, so it's tucked in out of the way. The next one is just here, that goes in there first, alright? That goes in next, and then all my attachments, like my pole sock and things like that, is all in there, like that, right? Then the next one is the bag that holds all my, I've got my side trays in there, right, my 2 side trays, which one out here and one on the back for my camera gear, 3 lander nets. I've got a keep net in there, but most of the places I go to, you're not allowed to use keep nets unless you're in a match. Right, so that goes on there. Right, next is my rollers, my pole roller. The simple reason for the pole roller is you can lay your stuff on it, as I'm now going to show you. Next one is my pole, which is just behind your camera, so you can't see me get it. My lunch bag I bring with me for my flasks and my thingy sits here, alright? And my camera boxes. So that flap goes over there, and then you put the pole case here, goes on there like that. And it just sits on the pole rollers and leaves you enough handle room for that. Next, God, it's cold out here. Then you put your rods like that on there. You shift them around, just make sure you can get your hands on the handles, alright? Leave enough room here, like that. Then I have my brolly, that sits on top there. then my tripod for my camera, and then on the front, on that hook I show you here, which I'll show you a different angle once I've loaded it, that goes on there. I'll lift it up a bit because I moved it the other day. Tighten that up. So that's like that. Then I have two stretches, a long one and a short one. The long one goes here, on this one here to hold the rod steady. And then this one hooks on the shorter one, hooks on there, on the edge of the seat, and underneath the seat there. Here we are. And then off we go. And as simple as that. And then because they can't roll off because they're stretched on and the pole rollers hold them. That's the correct way. Now I'll do you some close-ups of what I've done. Okay. Find my remote. My hands are so cold already. Right, as I showed you, you keep your foot plate in the right place because then your foot plate adjusters sit behind that little hook, so it stops it sliding on your trolley. Okay, so you can see how everything's loaded up. You could almost get them done up if you wanted, but there's no need because you could do it up, but as you can see, all right, you can see how it's hooked up. Then I'll wander you around this way. As you can see, my bucket is on one of these holders because the other day I used this, then when I rested my pole I actually just undo this and turn it up the other way, so that was holding the pole like that. And there's my rest, as you can see. And then where I stick my feeder rod in when I'm feeder fishing, I stick it in while I'm unhooking the fish. Alright, so they just all go in. You can put them tighter if you wished. Right, and that just hooks on there. So when you're walking along, put that back on there, that's obviously full of my Fuka baits. And that's how it looks when it's loaded. Right, that's the way I load the trolley. I'm not saying it's right. I must admit, I did copy Jamie Harrison. He did show people how to do this a year or so ago, maybe a bit more. And I've seen people struggle with it a bit, so I thought, well, I'll make one now as I'm not fishing today. I've been out here, 15-20 minutes? My fingers are numb, so that's another good reason why I didn't go fishing today. Plus, some of you know what I've got coming up in the next 2 days, so I'll send this out as a short video just for you to watch and hopefully help you load your trolleys up. Catch you later. Give me a like if you like, and subscribe would be even better. Bye bye for now.